She is the daughter of the king. Soak your hands with milk every day. Pick up a hair after soaking. Quick guide on winding. Then momentarily, hair will be star-shaped, tied to the opening of the dice tube. After skillfully shaking the dice, the fun begins. I said 2, 3, 3 and 8 o'clock. Creative homemade dice. What time do you want? But it's not the best. In the eyes of 1,000 kings, stealing cards is the highest level. I saw her take another hair. Hold with mouth, then slowly stretch the hair into the plate. Woolen cloth. Wong sees that Qing's technology has become perfect, delighted to know that in order to be equivalent to this technology, she started when she was 9. Soak your hands with milk every day, and only soak for 30 seconds each time, because this can make the hands become the softest and most delicate. Every inch of skin is extremely sensitive. Except for Qing, the master has 2 close disciples. They are also masters of the 1,000 kings. Among them, the senior brother is arrogant and good at marking cards, and Gao Jin is good at psychological warfare, and giants communicate with their lips. So they have no disadvantage in the game. But they are gamblers. Always be the enemy of the casino. Being the owner of the casino as king. Just now the opportunity has come. Southeast Asia to hold Gambling King contest. Just win the game. Can become the president of Southeast Asian casinos. Wong decided to let all 3 apprentices participate, but he is more optimistic about Gao Jin, and he's already seen it. The relationship between Gao Jin and Qing. He made a promise to Gao Jin, let them get married after the game. The first is the preliminary round. The 3 brothers Gao Jin appeared handsomely. Year 3 requires them all to make it to the final. But Qing and Gao Ao must keep a low profile, and high profile reach the final. Although I do not understand the intention of the Lord, but they still do as the master asks. Unstoppable all the way, soon became the center of attention. Everyone thought he must be a god of gamblers. All 3 made it to the final. The only enemy is Sutu from Indonesia. Su is also a master. Soon Qing was eliminated from the competition. Next is the ultimate showdown of the 3 masters. Sutu's aura is very strong. Reply to the high road of long-legged people's psychology. It's for people. Nature will not fall into a trap. Without hesitation, increase the stakes, and the pride at this time is a straight flush card. Military hints. Let him pass. It's him. Seeing this, Gao Jin also launched all the chips. Capacity and a cashier's check for $1 million. At this time, Qian Wanglong got up. Take out a $25 million. Cashier's check to Noble. Over the years with. Seeing this, Su Tu looked at his trump card. Say a word, then stop. The 2 brothers under the rain at the scene. Followed by a half-time break. Gao Jin knows that his cards are bigger than arrogant. God of gamblers is none other than him. But he never imagined. To him. Let him deliberately lose to arrogance. Qian Wang took out a lipstick. Turns out it was a gun. Just now, Wong asked Gao Jin to deliberately lose to Gao Ao, because he actually bought a peripheral. He collected $300 million, all bets to buy high and win. Now as long as the high, he could make a fortune. But if Gao Jin wins, he has to pay $1 billion. He said to Gao Jin, anyway, every god of gamblers contest has. What's the point of losing a game? But Gao Jin refused to. He doesn't want to be used like this. This undoubtedly blocked the doctor of the 3rd palace of F, so he did not hesitate to kill. Even if he is the godson he has raised for more than 10 years. The moment Gao Jin fell, life's revolving lights flashed, and Yu Wangbei walked out of the toilet calmly. In the end, we are proud to spend our time together. Successfully elected as this year's god of gamblers. Gao Jin. He was rescued by his childhood friend Xiao Qi, who had been secretly in love with him. Doctor finds the bullet passed through Gao Jin's head. Miraculously avoided the fatal point. Although a life was saved, but when he woke up, seeing that arrogance has become a god of gamblers, also married his fiancée Sympathy, Gao Jin closed himself. Now he shines. Thinking of Bhutan for high defense, Xiao Qi took him home and took good care of him, help him bathe and chat with him every day, encourage him to get back on his feet. Finally, Gao Jin was moved. He figured it all out. The International Gambling King competition is about to be held. He decided to take back the title of God of Gamblers that belonged to him. Gao Jin secretly contacted the Australian consortium. A strong comeback as a representative of Australia. His appearance made Qian Wang kill again. That night, they sent someone to kill Gao Jin's residence. During the fight, Xiao Qi was thrown off a high-rise building. Bone graft, permanent disability. Almost never wake up. Gao Jin combed Xiao Qi's favorite big back. and put a ring on Xiao Qi's ring finger. I swear to God now, to marry you. You are my woman in this life and this life, and hold it in your arms. Oxygen valve turned off, because it said, if one day she becomes a vegetable, I'd rather die than live like this meaningless. Since then, Gao Jin will no longer be distracted at gambling. A few days later, Gao Jin is determined to take everything back, came to the scene of the International God of Gamblers competition. This time he not only has to fight for himself, still fighting for Xiao Qi. Look at the old man's eyes. He can easily see Gao Jin's cards. Then use gestures to make passwords. 1,000 kings understand, and tell the pride with gestures. Going high is dangerous. But he also has countermeasures. As long as you don't call, the cards the old man sees are meaningless. 20 games in a row. The old man turned his eyes away. But Gao Jin just doesn't follow. Only 3 people remained until the end. Gao Yupeng is here. I didn't expect. The other 2 are also crazy. Pride once again with the same card. At this time, Gao Jin checked his cards. It's 10 of hearts. After the old man saw it, he passed the information to Qian Wang. The king suddenly felt that the victory was in his hands. He gestured to the arrogant to follow to the end, but Gao Jin has no money to continue raising. He asked to do it. Then go to the support group to discuss. But the consortium has no money left. At this time, a Qing stood up. She donated $30 million to support Gao Jin, because she's fed up with 1,000 kings and arrogance. I also feel ashamed that Gao Jin wants to make up for it. A Qing's betrayal makes Gao Ao furious. He upped the ante. The loser will have his hands chopped off. The other was scared away when he heard it. Gao Jin is full of confidence, because he knows, pride can never be a flush. That red 10 is in my room. But he was dumbfounded after the card was opened. The original 10 of hearts became the ace of spades. The trump card was ripped off. That's right, it's Ah Qing's hand. She deliberately stepped forward to give Gao Jin money just now. In fact, she used her unique stunt to change the card. Now the 10 of hearts is in the pride. He opened the cards very well, his arrogant open source, but not 10 of hearts. It turns out that everyone fell into the trap of Gao Jin. He had already seen Ah Qing's change of heart. Won't really help myself. I know someone is staring at his cards, so I prepared a few card corners to cross the sea. 10 of hearts is a trick. The club is his real trump card. According to the rules, the higher card wins. And the pride of losing the game. Now it's time to shave your hands. He turned to the king for help. But those who lose their use value, 1,000 kings will not save you. Pride exploded. Take the axe and get revenge. Chisan turned around to fight back, but it's a lipstick. It turns out that his lipstick gun has long been in the bag. In the end, Yu Wong was hacked to death by arrogance, when he comes to attack Gao Jin, but was kicked to the ground by the pheasant brother. Finally, Gao Jin took back the title of God of Gamblers. But from there, very few people see Gao Jin. Some say he has 2 apprentices. One is called Daozi and the other is called Xingza. Someone else said, he and Xiao Qi appeared in Nepal together. Whether it's true or not,